So, as some of you may know, London Stock Exchange Group has very strong ties with Sri Lanka. And to tell us some more about those, I'd like to welcome Anne Neidenbach to the stage. Anne is the Global Head of LSEG Technology and Chief Information Officer at London Stock Exchange Group.
Good afternoon. That was a great presentation. If you can believe this, I've been in Sri Lanka now 6 times. So I've been watching Port City grow slowly, I would say, over the last year. I went actually, August 2018 was my first time. And it's funny, every time you go through immigration, they'll be like, "Oh, are you here on vacation? Is it your first time?" And I'm like, no, it's my 6th. So, with some of the interesting times, I've actually taken a bit of time with my husband to explore the island and got to go climb Sigiriya Rock and Dambulla Caves, and just actually went and saw Sri Lanka beat New Zealand in Galle the last time we were down there, so that was great fun. So a fabulous country. But I just, I want to take a little bit of time. I don't have any fancy slide decks, but just really talk about the success that the London Stock Exchange has had with our investment and commitment into Sri Lanka. So our relationship, ironically, started 10 years ago, in which we, I guess we're fascinated with Tony Weerasinghe and the Millennium IT team. And, he came and pitched to us about using the technology for the matching engine for our stock market. So the London Stock Exchange, and as Dr. Robert Barnes spoke earlier today, for Turquoise, our alternate trading system. And not only did we select the technology, but we went all in and we actually acquired Millennium IT. And what was really interesting about that, it is ironic because I actually worked for NASDAQ at the time, and we watched the whole acquisition and we were like, oh, what is London trying to copy NASDAQ? No. But I mean, it's been a really interesting investment because it really turns us from just being a stock market, I hate to say that, to a software company where technology is everything and underpins everything. And at that point in time, when the LSE went live on the Millennium platform, we were one of the fastest trading systems on the planet. So, I mean, it's really a tribute to the talent that's down in Sri Lanka, to the folks that we've been able to, I'll say select from the universities down there, just really talented people. Like I said, I've been down there a number of times. I used to compete against Millennium, so it's been very interesting for me to sort of assess the talent from that perspective. And I'm just very, very impressed with the talent pool down there. And then with Dee's help as a Sri Lankan, a native Sri Lankan, being able to attract the talent down there. And we have a perpetual run from the universities and interns coming and working at Millennium. What's interesting is that we're building really sophisticated solutions. So it's state-of-the-art matching systems where we're getting down to 60 microseconds to match. And that's the transactions that trade the FTSE 100, the FTSE 250. Right now, we're in the middle of a massive program where we are replacing the software for the London Clearinghouse. So that's a big program which we will be doing all the equity clearing on a Millennium-built software product called MCCP. And then lastly, really the surveillance and the risk management solutions that are built are very sophisticated. Not only are we taking advantage of quants and writing algorithms to monitor market manipulation, but we are taking advantage of state-of-the-art technologies like AI and natural language processing. So it's been very exciting, very innovative. Our big push this year is really to leverage cloud technology, and we have a massive program at LSE in which we're looking to put 60% of our workload into the cloud, and the Millennium IT team is a big part of that journey. We've been working on a cloud business case, but we've had a lot of interest from smaller markets around the world. We actually sell to over 40 exchanges and clearinghouses around the world, And one of them is a new crypto market that is launching in Hong Kong, and we're actually providing that service into the cloud. So if you think about it from a big LSE matching engine perspective, where we have hundreds and hundreds of servers, we're running that same software on the cloud, which is very exciting. So, and I see some of the team in the back here. So, we've really benefited from the technology. Right now, we have a really big focus, top-down, board level down, and I spend a lot of time actually talking to the board about the sophistication of the technology, and that's from a resiliency perspective, a stability perspective, but also we also have a new CISO, so a new Chief Information Security Officer, and she's making sure that we have something that is secure from that perspective and providing these services to the cloud. So it's been a big focus on MIT, big focus on being a software company that's also provided revenues that help us diversify from being, not just being a stock exchange, a data provider through FTSE and a clearinghouse, but to be a technology company. So what was really interesting, I'm sure many of you do know D. Leonwella. He had been formerly with LCH, or been part of LCH, and because of his roots, actually was brought down to Sri Lanka as well to build out what we call our BSL infrastructure services. And I shouldn't say infrastructure only. It started out as infrastructure services. So again, assessing the talent pool, looking at what we could leverage down there in terms of technology expertise, we started to build out two buildings, actually built out a building, and we're renting a second building. So this is expansion from our software development group in Malawi. We have a center in Trace City, too. And in there, we have about 700 people now in our shared services. About 200 are infrastructure support, about 200 are HR and finance, actually equally, so about 600. And then we have other ancillary services that have support there. So our cap markets team has a team down there. Our travel team is based down there. Our RNS, the regulatory news service, has a team down there. And what we're seeing is that there's a lot of comfort here in this building of taking advantage of the resources down there, not just to be technologists, but actually to provide these other services. And it's kind of funny, when I took this role over a year ago, I thought, we have 1,200 technologists down in Sri Lanka, and actually we have about 2/3 of that, and we're actually building more and more business services down there as part of those teams. What's been very exciting for us is that many of the business heads, like our CFO, our head of our CFO, our head of HR, spend a lot of time down there, very open about building out our services. Our clearinghouse has their app support team down there, and then we have quite a few people from our information services division looking at ways of how they can expand operations as well. So as you can imagine, being an index calculator, there's a lot involved with data operations, and the ISD team is taking a look and seeing how that they can build out this functionality down in Sri Lanka. So we've been, I can't say this enough, we certainly have enjoyed the culture down there, think extremely highly of the talent down there, and really sort of embraced being Sri Lanka. Again, with 1,200 employees down there, I think it is our second biggest location. I think I can say that. Here being the first and Sri Lanka being the second, which is really quite incredible when you think of our name, the London Stock Exchange Group. It's been extremely positive, and we really do appreciate the support we've gotten from the Board of Investment and Urban Development Authority. We've spent a lot of time with the British High Commissioner, but with the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, and just had a tremendous support from the finance team, from the stock exchange, from the local authorities. So really appreciate it. It's been world class. Just to give you a little perspective, again, on why this technology and what it means for LSE is, as I speak right now, well, now the market's closed, but had it been an hour ago, we would have processed 1.4 million pounds or dollars in terms of trades. We do about 20 million a day. And again, this is on a very low latency transaction system that processes trades in about 60 microseconds. It does run our LSE stock market. So all the IPOs, all the open, the close, the FTSE 100, 250. It runs Turquoise, our alternate trading system, as well as will be in March of next year running our equities clearing platform and risk management for the London Clearing House. So very exciting stuff. Sri Lanka is a big part of our life and a big part of our technology platform here at LSEG. I would say, too, the real key part of that is our pivot and our mission to actually sell this to other entities around the world, and that is other broker-dealers, as well as other exchanges and clearinghouses. Right now, we have 40 external customers, and we're looking to expand that. And one of my main focuses as we enter in 2020 is to build those capabilities and have salespeople in America, have other salespeople in Asia, that we can start actually talking to the Bursa Malaysia or Hong Kong Stock Exchange. We have a great deal of a big customer base with Johannesburg and Singapore, and we're looking to extend those services more in the Americas, more here in Europe and beyond. But we have great credibility with being able to run the London Stock Exchange on a regular basis without a hitch. So it's been very exciting. So again, we love, it's been a fantastic experience sourcing out of Sri Lanka, and we look to really grow and continue to build our technology as well as our support services teams and business teams down in your country. So thank you.